Good people, I am back. Thank you, greetings, peace, and blessings, each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in to my Aisha Speaks Jade page, where I am none other than Aisha, affectionately known as Jade. I'm feeling a little bit better. You ever had that feeling where you don't feel good? Just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you don't feel good. You feel a little nauseous, but it doesn't really follow through with it necessarily. So that's where I'm at. Like, I still have a little bit of a headache all of a sudden, but again, I want to push through so that I am up to date on all of my live audios. So this evening is a makeup live audio for Friday, September the 27th. If it's not the 27th, then it will be Friday, September the 28th. I just had a brain moment. So again, makeup live audio for Friday, which was yesterday, I'm going to say September the 28th. Whatever date it is, I will make sure that it is the correct one so that you can follow through. I thank you in advance for listening live, as well as when I'm done, the replay will be available. So this evening, or globally, wherever you're at, I want to speak about ways to practice positive self-talk for success. Ways to practice positive self-talk for success. So self-talk is the act of talking to yourself either aloud or mentally. No matter good or bad, these are the messages that you are telling yourself all day long about yourself. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to be, of course, my hashtag authentic self, hashtag genuine, and I'm very transparent. I do talk to myself, and I have found out that I talk to myself aloud, right? I do, where there's times I don't even really notice or recognize that I'm doing it and somebody pulls my coattail. I also have to say there are times where I am answering myself back. Like, when you're asking yourself a question and you just kind of give yourself that answer as well. And no, it has nothing to do with being crazy, because the old saying, it's like, okay, it's okay if you talk to yourself, just don't answer back. Well, guess what, good people? I sure do. And I'm okay with that. Sometimes me answering my own self is the best thing. So the messages you tell yourself will encourage and motivate you. And let me also say, as it states, when you do your self-talking, right, you have to watch, because the self-talking can either be good for you, or unfortunately it can be bad. And then that goes into other things, the negative self-talk. So we have to be mindful of how we're doing self-talk. So again, the messages you tell yourself will encourage and motivate you, or they will limit you because they are negative. So version 1 of self-talk will make you question yourself at the next social event, or wherever perhaps you may be at, or who you may be around. You may even hold yourself back from saying too much out of fear of embarrassment or making yourself feel bad. Worse yet, you may develop an aversion to social situations because you feel insecure about your interactions with others. And version 2 of self-talk allows you to give yourself a pass to try again, to just be human and interact with others. We cannot all be on spot with humor and social interactions 100% of the time. but it is worth the effort to at least try. So self-talk is so important as these are the messages that determine whether you should keep trying or not. The messages you send yourself can either help you succeed or they can hold you back and keep you paralyzed in fear. So here are some tips to help you provide yourself with good, positive self-talk for success. So let's see. So you can have a purpose higher than self. Again, that is have a purpose higher than self. Forgive me. System, these laptops, technology. Okay, there it is. Having a strong faith in a higher power is helpful in having positive self-talk. Research shows that teens who had regular religious service attendance, high subjective importance of faith, and years spent in religious youth groups are associated with higher self-esteem and more positive self-attitudes. Having faith in a higher power along with involvement in a religious community helps individuals have higher self-esteem. Self-esteem and self-talk go hand in hand. So again, based on wherever you're at, whether you're in a religious space or a spiritual space, African-based space, Wiccan space, whatever that space is for you, it just depends. It can go hand in hand, whatever your understanding of a higher power or path is. So that was have a purpose higher than yourself. The next would be cut overly negative people out of your life. This has been such an ongoing life learning experience for me, but it feels so good when I cut out negative people, whether it is on social media, business wise, or personal wise, even family wise or family likewise, because I was brought up that quite a few people that really weren't my cousins, I was brought up to believe that they were my cousins. But eventually they probably was at the end of the day, but I'm just speaking in general. With that being said, cut overly negative people out of your life. Everyone can have a down day and be negative or moody. It's natural. It's just a part of life. However, some people seem to have down days every day of their life. Have you ever met anybody in your life who was miserable every damn day? Like, are you grateful for waking up? That's what I ask some people. Every day they wake up with an attitude, they're moody, they just are not appreciative of life. If you have some of these people in your life, it may be time to distance yourself from them. Because guess what? If you take that energy off of them, you're going to wind up becoming just like them. Attitudes of people you are around will have an effect on your attitude. If someone has a negative attitude, they are likely to bring down those around them, especially if their negativity is pervasive over time and across a variety of situations. It is hard to cut family or coworkers out of your life. However, you can limit your time and expose to these people. So let me say that again. It can be hard. Now, this is based on, because I'm sure there's people that it is hard to cut them out altogether, but you need to distance them. And then you have those individuals that they don't care if they're family. They will cut them out. There's even people that have a working relationship that they don't even deal with them. Trust me, I see it every day at work. So it is hard to cut family or co-workers out of your life. However, you can limit your time and exposure to these people. And that's what I do, especially when it comes to my coworkers. For those that truly work my nerve, and I have to remember what my goal and my vision and my focus is, okay? Because I will put that badge down and it will be something truly they don't want to see. But that means that I'm giving them my energy. But also, I want them to know you're going to give me my respect. So I deal with them accordingly. I only deal with them when I have to ask them something, when it's absolutely necessary, when it's pertaining to work. Other than that, I keep myself distanced from them. And as far as family, now my extended family, I love all day. You understand? There's other individuals that I grew up with that I'm cool. We don't see each other, but we didn't leave on a bad taste. But I have to say, there are family members, blood family members, that I have cut myself off with. And that just works for me. Everybody is built and set up differently. So don't spend time off work with negative coworkers. Don't hang with negative coworkers in the break room. Yes, that's a no-no. Keep the negativity to a minimum in your life by limiting your time with negative people. And also, as far as business, and especially when it comes to social media, I am going to do a complete do-over in due time. I'm going to be cutting back on groups. I'm going to be eliminating groups. I'm going to be eliminating those Facebook friends. And because guess what? Neither one of us are for each other. And I just kind of see it as a waste of time. When I see a bunch of drama going on in groups that I'm in, I just have to remove myself from it because it's not good for my psyche. So again, cut overly negative people out of your life. The next one is be grateful. A great way to find the positive in your life and create positive self-talk is to recognize the things in your life for which you can be grateful. So finding things you are grateful for in life daily helps to improve your attitude, which will help you have better, more positive self-talk, right? Gratitude is so important. How about when you wake up in the morning, you're grateful? Like opening up your eyes, you're grateful. Breathing, you're grateful. Having a roof over your head and a bed to lay in, being grateful. Having shoes, sneakers to put on your feet, having clothes to put on your back, be grateful. Being able to eat, be grateful. Being able to see and hear and think and speak, be grateful. Having a job or having your business or being a student or a combination of the three, be grateful. Having your parents, if you have both your parents, be grateful. If you have one of your parents, be grateful. If you have children, be grateful. It's so many things that you can be grateful for. It just sets the tone when you wake up in the morning. Every day I do my best when I wake up in the morning. I say, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, right? Thank you to the most highest power, the creator that there is in this universe, for waking me up in the morning. You don't have to say a whole lot. It starts your day, well, for me, let me speak for me. It starts my day off right. Say affirmations. Do quotes. Do it every day. It helps you shift your mindset. So be grateful. Next is don't compare yourself to others. When you are constantly comparing what you lack to what others have, you could easily get down on yourself. And I know that can be hard because I'm guilty of it at times. I'll see other people doing well and I'm like, damn, why am I not where they're at? Why they have it and I don't? Well, first of all, I don't know what it took for them to get to where they needed to get to. That's number one. Number two, maybe it's just for them. Maybe it's their time. Their time is not my time. And the reason why I'm not getting what I need is because, again, I'm too busy focusing on someone else. Now, this doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened before. So I need to focus on myself. Use that energy to do that. It is easy to become negative about your life if you are playing the comparison game. Instead, find gratitude in what you do have rather than concentrating on what you don't have. And it's said so simple, but yet it can be so difficult to do. So we have to stop comparing ourselves to others. Let those people have that. That's them. That's their lane. That's their space. Let's focus on us and our lane and our space and where we need to get to. And yes, let's have an attitude of gratitude for the things that we do have. Because guess what? There is someone out there that's worse than us. You can always find others who are better off than you or worse off than you. It's more important to concentrate on yourself and on being grateful for your own life. Live your life and stop making any comparisons. The next one would be use positive words with others. So if we are negative with our words with others, then we are likely to be negative about ourselves as well, right? And all of that negative, that's why we're not getting the benefits, the blessings on the fortunes. Because we're so busy using those negative words, and negative words not only for ourselves, but with others. And we're just not going to see a good outcome. Having negative thoughts leads to negative self-talk. If you are in a negative rut, then stop now. Start speaking life and affirmation to the people in your life that you love, including yourself. Doing so will help improve the attitude in your heart. Positivity breeds positivity, and negativity breeds negativity. Choose the positive for yourself and for others. The next one would be believe in yourself. And that could be so big and crucial for a lot of us, including myself, because it took me a long time to believe in myself because there were so many people around me throughout my life that was constantly knocking me down. But today, even though I do have some challenges, I believe so much more in myself. And that's probably why I am the most critical of myself and probably the most hardest of myself. But that might not always be good. So it's a way that you do it. So believe in your success. Even if it's small success, believe in your success. Just as like you're taking the first step into doing what you need to do, congratulate yourself. Believe in it. It's the first step. You did the first thing, taking that first step. That's huge because that's hard for people. Taking that first step, believing in themselves, breaking that barrier of fear. So believe in your ability to succeed. Believe in the abilities and skills that you have so that you can propel yourself toward success. Doubting yourself holds you back from trying and thus holds you back from succeeding. Believe you can succeed, even if it takes multiple tries, right? So I'm going to keep trying. Even if I get frustrated, I'm going to keep trying because it starts with me. And if I don't believe in me, if I don't believe in my success, then I'm not going to hear it when other people say it to me. It starts with me. Everything starts with me. Next would be don't fear failure. Don't fear failure, as it is often the road to success. Some of the greatest success stories in life are of people who failed multiple times before becoming successful. I now understand that. Before, I did not. Sometimes you have to fail a few times before you hit where you need to get to. If they had given up the first time after failing, then they never would have become hugely successful. Fear of failure holds back many people from ever even trying to succeed. They remain in their status quo in life because they live in a fear of failure. And so let's hopefully see what this fear of failure is all about. And so you have the fear of failure and how to conquer it step by step. So, what is fear of failure? Fear causes you to avoid potentially harmful situations. Fear of failure keeps you from trying, creates self-doubt, stalls progress, and may lead you to go against your morals. So what causes fear of failure? Here are some reasons why fear of failure exists. And I know it may be uncomfortable to deal with these things, but we have to challenge ourselves and we have to deal with it head on, as uncomfortable as it could possibly get. So one would be patterns from childhood. Hypercritical adults cause children to internalize damaging mindsets. They establish ultimatums and fear-based rules. This causes children to fear the constant need to ask for permission and reassurance. They carry this need for validation into adulthood. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is often at the root of fear of failure. For perfectionists, failure is so terrible and humiliating that they don't try. Stepping outside your comfort zone becomes terrifying. Over-personalization. The ego may lead us to over-identify with failures. It's hard to look beyond failure at things like the quality of the effort, extenuating circumstances, or growth opportunities. False self-confidence. People with true confidence know they won't always succeed. A person with fragile self-confidence avoids risk. They rather play it safe than try something new. So that's just a little bit of what I wanted to say, but actually I've changed my mind. I want to talk about something else with fear of failure. How to conquer the fear of failure. So figure out where the fear comes from. Ask yourself what the root cause of your negative belief could be. When you look at the 4 main causes for a fear of failure, which one resonates with you? Write down where you think the fear comes from and try to understand it as an outsider. If it helps, imagine you're trying to help one of your best friends. Perhaps your fear stems from something that happened in your childhood or a deep-seated insecurity. Naming the source of the fear takes away some of its power. So again, that's figuring out where the fear comes from. And I believe I read those 4, which was patterns from childhood, perfectionism, over-personalization, and false self-confidence. The next one would be reframe beliefs about your goal. Having an all or nothing mentality leaves you with nothing sometimes. Having a clear vision for what you like to accomplish, but include learning something new in your goal. If you always aim for improvement in learning, you are much less likely to fail. At Pixar, people are actually encouraged to fail early and fail fast. They encourage experimentation and innovation so that they can stay on the cutting edge. That mindset involves failure, but as long as they achieve their vision of telling great stories, all the stumbling blocks are just opportunities to grow. Learn to think positively. In many cases, you believe what you tell yourself. Your internal dialogue affects how you react and behave. Our society is obsessed with success, but it's important to recognize that even the most successful people encounter failure, right? Because a lot of these celebrities have all of this money, and we on the outside a lot of times tend not to understand, well, why are they feeling this way, or why are they using drugs or alcohol, or worst case scenario, killing themselves. They have all this money, right? But you really don't know the deep rooted issue. So again, our society is obsessed with success, but it's important to recognize that even the most successful people encounter failure. It's up to you to notice your negative self-talk and identify triggers. Replace negative thoughts with positive facts about yourself and the situation. You'll be able to create a new mental scripts that you can reach for when you feel negativity creeping in. The voice inside your head has a great effect on what you do. Visualize all potential outcomes. Uncertainty about what will happen next is terrifying. Take time to visualize the possible outcomes of your decision. Think about the best and worst case scenarios. You'll feel better if you've already had a chance to mentally prepare for what could happen. Fear of the unknown might keep you from taking a new job or even exploring a new business endeavor. Weigh the pros and cons and imagine potential successes and failures in making such a life-altering decision. Knowing how things could turn out might help you get unstuck. Look at the worst case scenario. There are times when the worst case could be absolutely devastating. In many cases, if something bad happens, it won't be the end of the world. It's important to define how bad the worst case scenario is in the grand scheme of your life. Sometimes we give situations more power than they deserve, which is so true. In most cases, a failure is not permanent. So, for example, when you start a new business, there's bound to be a learning curve. You'll make decisions that don't pan out, but often that discomfort is temporary. You can change your strategy and rebound, even in the worst case scenario. If the perceived failure led to the end of that business, it might be the launching point for something new. Have a backup plan. It never hurts to have a backup plan. I'm always with a backup plan. Not always, let me change that, but a lot of times I have backup plans. The last thing you want to do is scramble for a solution when the worst has happened. Having a backup plan gives you more confidence to move forward and take calculated risk. There are usually multiple ways to tackle a problem, so having a backup is a great way to reduce anxiety about possible failure. Learn from whatever happens. Things may not go the way you plan, but that doesn't automatically mean you've failed. Learn from whatever arises. Even a less than ideal situation can be a great opportunity to make changes and grow. So sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. So ask yourself, what did I learn? How can I grow from this? Did anything positive come from this situation? Dig deep enough and you're bound to find the silver lining. When you've learned that failure is an opportunity for growth instead of a death sentence, you conquer the fear of failure. So I just want to speak on that briefly. I'm going to go back. So that was in regards to don't fear failure. Don't allow fear to hold you back from trying. Again, don't allow fear, people, to hold you back from trying. Tell yourself you can keep trying if you do fail. Next, replace negative thoughts with positive. Negative thoughts happen. They do. They happen. It's hard to provide yourself with positive thoughts all of the time. However, you can start replacing negative thoughts with the positive. There is always a flip side or upside to any situation. It's up to you to start finding the positive in order to begin changing your negatives into positives. You can turn those thoughts around by telling yourself that at least you tried and you made it all the way to mile 10. Continue to remind yourself how you pushed through some tough hills on the course and you stayed committed to all the training that got you to be able to run that race, whether it's being in your own business or starting your own business, entrepreneur, speaker, working for corporate America, whatever it is. Be positive when negative thoughts creep into your mind. Doing so will help you find the motivation to try again in the future. If you concentrate on the negative, you are mentally holding yourself back from trying again. Let me say that again, and I speak it for myself as well as I'm speaking it out right now. If you concentrate on the negative, you are mentally holding yourself back from trying again. Post some positive affirmations or say some positive affirmations. A great way to provide positive self-talk to yourself is to write it down. Have some positive mantras, scriptures, and affirmations, whatever you like, written and posted for you to view throughout your day, right? Because when you're having one of those funky days, you can kind of go back to those affirmations or scriptures or mantras or whatever it is that works for you, and you can regroup and remind yourself. You can post them on your refrigerator, on your desk, bathroom mirror, next to your computer screen or laptop, or wherever you can see them often on a daily basis. So having positive messages around you helps to shape positive self-talk in your mind. Also, on a bigger picture, you can do vision boards. Just Google what vision boards are. You can have multiple ones, but to start off, do one. It could be whatever it is for you. It doesn't have to be a big board. It could be a small one. It could be a small one, whatever size. That's what I'm saying. Whatever size you want it to be, it can be. And you can draw or cut out from a magazine or write words or however you want it to look for you. That vision board, especially if it's in your home or apartment, you can put it somewhere where you can see it all the time. That vision board. So having positive messages around you helps to shape positive self-talk in your mind. Don't dwell in the past. Whew. Yes. Don't we do it? Don't act like you don't. Don't act like you haven't. Don't dwell in the past. I don't know about you guys. I can be one of them people. It could take one thing that set me off and possibly triggered me. I can go in my archives and I can pull it out, and it could be something that could have happened in my childhood or even happened many years ago, right? But it could just take that one situation and I'm holding on like tooth and nails, like let it go, girl. Let it go, people. It is not healthy for you. Let it go. And that's why I say I'm on my journey. I'm on my journey, my recovery of a lot of things. And one of those things happens to be holding on to some things in the past. I'm not, like I may not forget or I may forgive you, but I'm not going to forget. Do you remember? Yeah, we need to stop. We need to get to a place where we can stop doing that, because guess what? At the end of the day, it is blocking our blessings, our fortunes, the good things that can happen to us because we are holding on. So don't dwell in the past. Don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone has a past. Everyone has bad things in their past. Don't concentrate on these failures, mistakes, or negative things that have happened in your life. Keep your mind focused on the future and what is possible, especially the positive things that are possible. There is a reason why this is a scenario. There is a reason why your windshield is so big and your rear view mirror is so small in your vehicle, right? What's ahead is far more important than what is behind you. That is the scenario to that, with the rear view mirror being small in the vehicle. I kind of like that. That's kind of different, and I like that. So the next would be visualize your success. We have to visualize it for ourselves, people. We can hear all the support and all the feedback from people. But again, if we don't see it, if we don't see our success, then it's kind of pointless. So visualize your success. Your ability to visualize your success is tied to your ability to actually achieve success. Visualizing helps you think positively about your situation and encourages you to see that your vision of success is possible. So start with yourself. Visualize how you want your life to be. Put it out there. Just keep putting it out there every day. Take the small steps to get to where you need to go to grow. Limit your intake of the news and media. Because news can be very triggering. Social media can be very triggering. And it doesn't necessarily have to do anything with us, involve us. So the news and media can be predominantly negative. When you are constantly feeding your mind negative messages, it becomes very difficult to find positive self-talk. And also, people, stop putting your business out there on social media. Deal with that offline. Limit your exposure to news and media. It's good to be an informed citizen, but sometimes it is good for your mind and soul to shut off the TV. Well, I don't even have a TV, and I'm okay with that. If I look at anything, it's really off my laptop. And I'm learning to be more and more mindful. As you know, I'm co-business partner with Uno. We're business partners, and we have a podcast, right? And so we talk about a lot of different things, good, bad, and indifferent, agree to disagree. And so, have to be mindful, because sometimes things that are very passionate to me that I talk about can be very triggering. So really, when I'm done, I really need to just leave social media alone for the rest of that evening and just have the rest of the downtime to just come down off of what we may be talking about. Because everything is not that white picket fence. I choose not to really look at, like those reality shows anymore. And so I have to be mindful, even though sometimes I'm not. I'm honest and real about it. But, we have to really, again, limit what we see, what we watch. Because, yeah, we have to think about our mind, bodies, and soul. So cut that TV off. It's okay. It's still going to be there. You can cut it on another day. It's okay to not be on social media and look at TV every day. You need that mental break. Seriously. It's healthy. So again, it is good for your mind and soul to shut off the TV and, not deal with that whole social media thing, and cut off the negativity that is happening everywhere in the world. Remind yourself there are lots of positive things happening in the world too, but they just aren't being put on the news, which a lot of it is not. Most of the time you see a lot of negative things on TV. A lot of times you see a lot of drama on social media. The next one would be help others. I'm not saying that we can help everyone because we can't. But helping others is a way to bless others. But it can also be an even bigger blessing to yourself. It shows how beneficial this act can be to yourself. You can experience feelings of being more positive, empowered, and optimistic by helping others. These feelings will help you have better self-talk during your day and improve your mental health. And I have to say, when I was being more involved as far as volunteering, helping others, I received such great blessings. And it doesn't mean that it was always financially, but spiritually, and just being overall a human being. It was very fulfilling. Looking out of myself sometimes like other people. But see, different situations I've experienced on both sides, being that other person who needed help on that side to being the person on this side now helping others, if that made sense. Try to do one thing each day to help another person so that you can begin the habit of helping others on a regular basis. You will thank yourself later, as will the people who you help. Be physically active, because you see, when you're spiritual, your physical, and your mental, they're all connected together. They're all aligned together. It's helpful. When one is off, they're all off. When they're all aligned together, it's wow, the power in that. So be physically active. There are a great many benefits to becoming active. Such benefits include increased creativity, reduced anxiety, improved self-confidence, reduced stress, increase in happy brain chemicals, and so much more. All of these factors will help with your ability to practice positive self-talk to yourself and eventually succeed in life. So get up, get active, and improve your body and mind together by exercising on a regular basis. And people, if you can't afford a gym, you have YouTube. That's your best friend. You can go on your phone or your smartphone, your computer, your laptop. YouTube it, honey. You don't have to pay a dime if you cannot afford the gym or a rec center or anything like that. So again, get up, get active, and improve your body and mind together by exercising on a regular basis. Dream and set goals. A great way to begin positive self-talk is to dream about the future. What is your desire in life? What do you want out of life? Where do you see yourself 5, 10, 15 years? Allow yourself to dream big and then set smaller goals towards reaching those end goals. Encourage yourself toward your life successes by providing supportive messages about how you will achieve these goals. When you reach these small goals, you will become more positive about your abilities and skills that help you achieve these milestones. This helps with your positive self-talk. Don't get down on yourself if you do have failures along the way. Allow for flexibility and changing of plans along your route, and you will be a happier person. Tell yourself it's okay to let go of some dreams and take on new ones as well. Your life is yours. Allow yourself to dream and to go for those dreams. Shoot for the stars. You never know which one you will hit. If not the first one, then try again. Respect and appreciate yourself and your ability to keep trying. I'm going to say that again. Respect and appreciate yourself and your ability to keep trying. Thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate you for all of your support, your likes, your shares, your listening. I want to invite you to like me on all of my social media, which is Aisha Speaks Jade. So, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I have a YouTube channel. So with my YouTube, you can subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. You can just like all of them and share them and make it go viral. Thank you for your support in advance. Make sure that you listen to the replay if you couldn't stay. Remember to always take care of yourself. Self-care is so important. I say it so much, I get a sore throat. Self-care is very, very important. Love on yourself. Respect yourself. Know your worth. Like yourself. If you don't respect yourself, no one else is going to respect you. That's just the bottom line. Believe in your vision. Believe in your goals. Believe in your mission. Be the kings and queens and goddesses that we were meant to be, the prince and the princess. Let's support each other. It is, believe it or not, a lot out here for all of us to succeed. Take care of your crown, top of your head to the soles of your feet. I'm sending out good energy, positive vibes. I hope that you took some of these tools. Hope that you will use them. If you have, if it's working for you, if it's not working for you, leave it in my comments. I'm going to say good evening. I will be back tomorrow with a makeup live audio tomorrow, as well as an up-to-date. So with that being said, have an enjoyable evening or wherever you are globally. And with much gratitude, namaste and ashe.